Hello everybody and welcome back to Games for Dads, and it's time for another super cool top 10. We haven't done one of these for a while, and today we are going to be doing the top 10 cards to build decks around as of November 2024. It was a year ago we last did this top 10, and we've had quite a lot of requests to redo it and to bring it up to date. So here we go, the top 10 cards to build decks around. At number 10, one of my favourite cards, Dadaism. On the play, if your deck contains exactly 6 epic cards, 5 rare cards, and 4 common cards, your cards, wherever they are, gain plus 16 until played. You can be pretty creative with that one. I see a lot of people playing the Roman Dada deck, but there are a load of other super cool Dadaism decks that you can build. So Dadaism makes our chart at number 10. I'm so pleased as well that it did make our top 10. As always, don't forget this will be probably quite controversial, the top 10, so do let us know in the comments below on what you think should be or shouldn't be in the top 10. Number 9, another amazing card to build a deck around, the Great Die-In. On the return, for every paleontology card you have played this game, your paleontology cards, wherever they are, lose minus 10 power permanently, and your life on land and oceans and sea cards, wherever they are, gain plus 6 permanently. That is an amazing card, and a Great Die-In life on land and oceans and sea deck still rocks and rolls. Do love that card. Still happy that that one is in the top 10. It's moved down a little bit, but it's still here. Number 8, wow, this has dropped right down. It used to be number 1, I believe, certainly a year ago, or maybe a little bit longer. Bobbit Worm. On the return, all cards, wherever they are, with 50 or more base power, lose minus 25 until played. Really evil card, really super cool card as well. That is Bobbit Worm. You can have a lot of fun building decks around Bobbit. What a cool picture as well. And a more interesting story if you know the story of Bobbit Worm. Okay, let's move on. At number 7. What is at number 7? Well, actually, we've got Rare Limited, Bothrilopius. Wow, what a card this is. On the play, if your deck contains 14 or more cards from different collections, your cards, wherever they are, gain plus 15 until played, and this card gains an additional 15 permanently. The good thing about this card is means you can put in loads of those new super duper cards around it. 14 different collections. You can pretty much pick and choose all of the cool cards, such as the Golden Lion Tamarin. Those two go really nicely together, but there's loads of different ways you can build with Bothy there, and definitely deserves to be in the top 10, and as a rare, that is absolutely amazing at number 7. So well done, round of applause to Bothy. Number 6, still hanging on in there. If you know how to use this card, it is amazing. Eros. If your deck contains exactly 2 arts and culture cards, give those cards, wherever they are, plus 20 until played, and repeat for each of the other albums. So you want to put in all 7 albums. It's a rainbow deck, 2 of each, and Eros is an amazing card. You still see a lot of the top players using Eros and running Eros decks. It is amazing. Makes our charts anyhow. At number 6. Okay, we're getting into the exciting area now. We're moving on to number 5. And this, I think, is a combo of cards. Goatman. I love my Goatman. No surprise. On the play, if your deck is exactly 9 cards from any album, give those cards, wherever they are, 14 until played. And the great thing with Goatman is you can pair him up with a few different cards. But the obvious one to pair him up with is Time Machine. So it's a combo, makes number 5, Goatman and Time Machine. On the draw, if your deck has exactly 9 history cards, your science cards, wherever they are, gain plus 15 until played, and vice versa. Those two work absolutely amazing together. And there's some good history cards and there's some amazing science cards. So a really good combo to build a deck around. Okay, moving on. Just to remind you, there's no mythic cards in our top 10s. We don't include mythic, but another combo, a really good one. And this one is holding in there. He is still super powerful. Consciousness. On the draw, if your deck is exactly 9 arts and culture cards, your science cards, wherever they are, gain plus 16 until played. If your deck has exactly 9 science cards, your arts and culture cards, wherever they are, gain 16 until played. And you want to pair him up with Vitruvian Man, obviously, because Vitruvian Man does pretty much the same thing. On the play, if your deck has 9 or more science cards, your arts and culture cards, wherever they are, gain 18 until played, and vice versa. Those two cards together, absolutely killers. Brilliant decks to be built with arts and culture and science. Okay, moving on to our top 3. The Statue of Liberty. He is still there, in my opinion, still one of the best cards in the game. On the play, if your deck is exactly 6 science cards, your science cards, wherever they are, gain 18 until played. Repeat for each album. So you can do a 6-6-6 deck using the Statue of Liberty to give you some really super boosts on all of your cards. Number 3 is the Statue of Liberty. Good card, that one. It's been around for a long time, and he is still, he or she, I should say maybe, is still as an amazing card to build a deck around. Okay, let's go and have a look at number 2. What is at number 2? Wow, he's moving back up the charts. The World Turtle. If your deck is exactly 4 arts and culture cards, your arts and culture cards, wherever they are, gain 14 until played. Repeat for each album. And mainly because of all the weird cards that Avid have released lately, 4-4-4-4 is absolutely a fantastic option now. The World Turtle, brilliant card. And you can build some absolutely killer decks with him. And the good thing is you only need 16 cards. So you've got 2 spare cards as well to put in a couple of big boost cards. Okay, before we go on to our number 1, let's have a look at a few honourable mentions. Christ of the Abyss, the Forgotten card. He is amazing. 745. Nothing special. He is a limited legendary. But on the play, if your deck contains 9 or more Oceans and Sea cards, your history cards, wherever they are, gain 18 until played, and vice versa. So you can actually play Christ of the Abyss and Goatman and do an Oceans and Sea and history card. So you can pretty much pair him up with Goatman as well. So Goatman, really cool card. But Christ of the Abyss, definitely worth an honourable mention. Some really good decks you can build with some of these cards. I wish people would build them. Really do. Okay, another honourable mention. What's the next honourable mention? Carl Linnaeus, another forgotten guy. On the draw, if your deck is exactly 9 life on land cards and exactly 9 science cards, your cards, wherever they are, gain 14 until played. And he is super useful with science and life on land. There's so many good cards that you can do a 9 and 9 deck pretty easily using Carl. And also the other Carl Sagan, pretty similar. Definitely worth an honourable mention, this guy. I used to love Carl Sagan decks. On the draw, if your deck is exactly 9 science cards and exactly 9 space cards, your science cards, wherever they are, gain plus 16 until played, and your space cards, wherever they are, cost -1 until played. And you can pair him up with Planet X. We don't include Mythics, but Carl and Planet X, wow, what a killer combo you have got there. Okay, I think we've got a couple more honourable mentions before we move on to number 1 in our top 10 cards to build decks around November 2024. So Carl, you can leave us now. You've been here long enough. Let's move on to another honourable mention. Well, Carl doesn't seem to want to go, does he? Carl, disappear. There we go. Okay, Golden Legend. This is an amazing card and not enough people play it. You can build an incredible deck with the Golden Legend. On the play, if your deck contains 12 or more legendary cards, your non-limited legendary cards, wherever they are, gain plus 20 until played. You can build some amazing decks with non-limited legendary cards. Absolutely amazing card, especially if you include Golden Leaf. Look at this. On the play, your non-limited legendary cards in hand gain 22 permanently. So if you're playing a whole deck of non-limited and you've got Gold Leaf as well, he is worth over 100 permanent buff. Absolutely incredible. Although he is a limited, so he's only 88 actually, but still incredible. Any more honourable mentions, or shall we look at number 1? I think we'll move on to number 1. So let's get rid of the gold. Let's load up the data. And here we go. Our number 1 top 10 card to build decks around in November 2024 is Auto Tune. Boo! Absolutely amazing decks coming around with Auto Tune now, really, because you can pick 3 of everything from all of those cool new cards, those 3 Unruly Ruler cards. There's so many options, 3 space cards. I can go on and on and on and on. So many good cards that you can put in with auto tune. What does it do? On the draw, if you're tied around, you gain plus 20 this turn, which is nothing special, but this is the one that is absolutely killing everybody. On the play, if your deck is exactly 3 cards from any album, those cards, wherever they are, gain 18 until played. And then when you start looking at all the amazing cards that you can put in with auto tune, no wonder everybody is absolutely, I don't know, playing auto tune. But there we go. So I would recommend not using number 1 and using some of the other cards to try and build some really cool creative decks. Anyhow, like I said, do leave us your thoughts below. Bye.